I'm Madhu Sharma and this is Design Mind. Every episode, we teach your mind about design by analysing a website. In this episode of Design Mind, we are looking at Pollen Brands, which is a design and branding agency based in New York. As we will see, the website has lots of clever touches that bring it to life and communicate the care and attention Pollen places in each of its projects. Let's start by analysing the home page. This silhouette of the dandelion and its pollen will immediately catch the attention of the audience thanks to its bold, clean design and slick animation. You may notice that among the pollen seeds are logos. These belong to the clients Pollen has previously produced work for. As you can see, hovering over them displays the name of the client, and by clicking on them, the user will be taken to a case study page that discusses the project. I'm in two minds about this design. On the one hand, it's generally a good idea for an agency to display its work on the front page, as if the work is good, it will sell itself. So it's great that Pollen has placed links to its past work. However, on the other hand, clicking on these links disrupts the flow of viewing the front page. When a user initially comes to a home page, they want to learn more about the company, and might not be comfortable with immediately clicking to go and see a case study. I think the design would have worked better if hovering over the logos displayed a pop-up which provided a quick overview of the work produced for the clients. That way the user can see the work without being taken away from the front page. One neat touch about the front page is this brand pollination trademark, which relates to Pollen's design processes. In reality, their design process probably isn't that different from other agencies, but trademarking it with a name makes it seem more special and important. It also allows an abstract concept to become more tangible. The home page lets the user watch a video about pollen, or they can scroll down to learn more. The video is a montage of Pollen's work. It tends to focus more on Pollen creating the work rather than showing the final products. In many ways, this is a great idea, as it shows the care and attention Pollen puts into their projects, and so will leave a positive impression on prospective clients. At over 2 minutes, it's perhaps a bit too long, especially as there is no narration to hold the audience's attention. Scrolling down takes the user to this tiles interface, which not only provides an overview of past projects, but also previews other content on the site, such as the Founders section. Tile interfaces can sometimes overwhelm the user by providing too many options. Pollen avoids this by making the primary tiles larger. I particularly like the use of this featured case study badge, as it provides the user with an immediate suggestion of what to look at first. As you'll notice, captions only appear when the user hovers over a tile, which helps to keep the interface clutter-free. At the bottom of the site is this fat footer, which provides a site map with thumbnails being used for key articles. While these thumbnails are a great way to tease content, they do make the footer feel a little cluttered. Let's analyse the case study section. The case study index page shows tiles of all the projects. Hovering over them results in this slick flipping animation, which then lets the tiles show concept sketches for the project. Showing concept sketches is great because it shows that Pollen puts a lot of effort into the design of each project. The actual case study page starts off with a splash page of the project. It would have been nice if they had included a quick summary paragraph of the unique features of the project to tempt the user to scroll on. Just showing the logo makes this first section feel a bit empty. The actual body content focuses on client introduction, objectives, sketchbook concepts, and a tour of the key features of the site. The content is a little bit wordy, but thankfully, a black and white striping background, together with a liberal use of images, is used to break up the sections. As you can see, the images are presented in an auto-scrolling slideshow format, which allows them to be nice and large without increasing the length of the page. However, the number of sections means that a long lengthy page is unavoidable. It would have been better if they had used pull quotes to pick out key information, as this would have assisted users that are just quickly scrolling to skim read. Let's move on to the Services page. This provides an overview of all the agency's services in a tile format. Clicking on one of the icons displays a quick introductory paragraph. To be honest, this section is a little disappointing. The tile layout is very different from the tiles used on the front page, using a different opening animation. It's generally a good idea to keep animation styles consistent, as mixing them up can feel accidental and careless. These text paragraphs that appear when clicking on a tile are also far too wordy. The descriptions are also too abstract. It would have been better if they had included an image or two, as it would have made the service feel more tangible. Let's look at some other sections of the site. The Wall section shows a virtual wall with multiple design sketches. As I said earlier, the use of design sketches is a brilliant idea, and so placing them on this virtual wall allows Pollen to capitalise even more on the benefits of the idea. The Founders section, as you'd expect, introduces us to the founders. I really like the layout. It's not overburdened with text. Instead, it provides two bold photos, allowing the user to literally put a face on the founders. Hovering over the images displays these explosions, which is a great way of adding personality. The humour will make the founders more memorable. Clicking on the founders displays a bio. The bio is perhaps a bit too wordy to read. It would have been better if they had used lists and pull quotes to highlight key information. The blog section uses the tile layout to display content. Unlike some of the other sections on the site, this isn't too wordy, as the intro paragraphs are the right length. The photos do a good job of teasing the user to read on. I'm not keen on these icons that are used to categorise content, as it's not immediately clear what they represent, although to be fair, the site does provide a tooltip to explain. I do, however, like the zooming animation that is used when the user hovers over an image, as it is both slick and attractive. The actual blog posts themselves are attractively laid out, although repeating the share icons is perhaps redundant, as the icons are a little bit too large. The navigation icons in the sidebar are great, as they let the user quickly flip between articles without having to return to the categories page each time. Let's examine the site on mobile. The simple design of the site means that it collapses down brilliantly on mobile. Although, because the pages are so image heavy, they do take a long time to load and can make scrolling a little bit awkward. One downside of the site on mobile is that the front page doesn't work that well. Given how nice this page is on desktop, it would have been great if they'd rejigged it for mobile. Other than these minor quibbles, the mobile site works really well. I particularly like the navigation button as it incorporates the agency's logo. Overall, Pollen is a great website. Although it has issues with consistency and uses perhaps too much text in some areas, it is full of clever touches that bring the site to life and also communicate the effort that Pollen places in its projects. That's it for this episode of Design Mind. A new episode of Design Mind is released every Monday and Thursday. Find us on the web at designmind.info. Our YouTube channel is at youtube.com/designmindinfo. You can also find us on iTunes. We'd love it if you could leave us a review at any of these places. Until next time, happy designing!